Hello boys and welcome to the Section C tutorial for your mock 2025. So I just want to show you the exam first. There it is. So for question 16 you had to open up a question, enter your name and school, blah blah blah. You will have captured, manipulated and graphed data during your applied learning tasks. The program focus on these skill sets. So it's all about analytics. This one, it was particularly tough. So here, this is what we were given. So this is the original. You were given a data list here, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18 items in the list. Is that right? And then you were given a function. It was defined find median. With inside it data list, so that was the parameter, was this list. Now there was no instructions with that function, so you were obviously going to be asked to do something with that later on the question. So I'll just make a start here for the first question. So make the following changes to the program. So adjust the code so the program prints an ordered list. When the program is run, the output may look as follows. So it says here, and it gives you a clue in the output, the sorted list is. So therefore, we are going to use the sort function, the sort function. So here is the solution for that. So data list is assigned to the value of these numbers, and they are unsorted. Data underscore list dot sort. This is in the first chapter of your books. So print the sorted list is, so we have two parameters in this print function here. Data list, you're just calling that back there. So if we run that, it should appear down here. There you go. The sorted list is, and it's there sorted 13, 13, 20, 31, or 23, 31, and so on. Okay, so that's the first part done. The second thing then you were asked to do is add code to calculate the mean of the list. You are not allowed to use any imported modules or libraries, so we have to do it the old-fashioned way. And then you are asked to print out the mean of the list is 49. And I am looking here in the output, the sample output, so they want that to be after the sorted list. So that's important to note as well, that where things are going to go in the code. So the sorted list is there, and then you're going to print the mean of the list is, and then your mean. So let's have a look at how that was done. One sec there now. Okay. So we use the sort function to sort the list, and then print that out. The next thing we want to do is create a loop to iterate through the list, and we'll add all the numbers in the list together. So what I did here is I created total counter, assigned it to the value of 0. I used a for loop, for item in data list, so I'm calling that original data list. And then I'm going to say total, so this 0 is going to be added, so plus equals, so that increments the value of each item in the list. So that gives me the total. And then, so that's the first thing you have to do to create the mean. You add all the numbers in the list together. Then we have to divide the number of the total of the sum of the numbers by the number of items in the list. So we can do that by using the length function here. So average mean, so I created a new variable called average mean, and I assigned that to the value of total, which was here, divided by the length of data list. So that would have been 18. So the length of, so that just gives you the number of items in the list. And that was it then. Print the mean of the list is, and then you have average mean there. So you just print that back out there. So yeah, adjust the code so program prints an ordered list and calculate mean without importing a library. So that's that one done. Let's have a look at this, the third one, part 3. Add code to calculate the median, so the middle value of the list. You may not use an imported module, so this was tricky as well. There's two methods. So if you have an even list, you have to add the two middle numbers and then divide them by 2. But if you have an uneven list number of items in your list, you have a middle number and that's just your median, so that's not too bad. And then again, we had to put that underneath all of the mean stuff there. So let's see what I did for that. Part 3. So calculate the median without importing or use a function. So here. Now, as we said in the original that you were given, there was a function created. So define find median of data list. So if the length of the data list modulus 2 equals 0, so that means that if it's an even number, we must use 2 numbers, then divide, as I said. So to do that, we create a new variable, call this middle 2 nums, well, anything you can call it that you want, equals length of the data list, floor divide by 2, and then median equals data list, middle 2 nums minus 1, so we're using indexing here, and then plus data list model middle 2 nums. So you're adding those two things and then dividing by 2. Else then, so you have your if and else. This is the other option, so this is where you have an uneven list, so it's more simpler. Middle num equals len of data list, floor divided by 2. Median equals data list, and then it's the middle num, so whatever that is. Print the median of the list is, and then median. Don't forget you have to call your function as well. So here on line 30, find median data list. That's just calling it back around. So yeah, that was that part. The next part then, you had comment out parts, the print part on parts 1, 2 and 3. So the output should be blank. So at the moment, we'll just run this and show you. This is part 3. The sorted list is, the mean of the list is 49, the median of the list is 46. So to comment those parts out, I'll show you, you just wherever it has a print function, so there, comment that out, comment that out, comment that out. And there was like 5 marks or something going for that, so that is mad how simple that one was. But it's to get to that point. If you got to that point now, that would be great. The next part then, so part 5, add code to create a stem and leaf plot in the data in the original list. You may not use any imported modules again. And here's a sample output of what it will look like. So let's see how we did that. Okay, so here's just a breakdown of the marks as well. So there's 5 marks going for adjust the code. So that you just to sort, using the sort function gave you 5 marks. 10 marks for calculating the mean. 10 marks for calculating the median. 5 marks for commenting out 3 lines, like that's unreal. And then you have 15 marks for create a stem and leaf plot. So let's go down to that. Okay, so as we saw in the original, there was a function, stem and leaf plot. So how I did it there was stem leaf. We created a new list called stem and leaf. So it's an empty list. There's nothing in it at the moment. So we're going to add to that list. So for number in data list, so again, we're going back up to that data list. We're using that. So for each number in that data list, stem equals number floor divide 10, because that's how you get your first digit. And then leaf equals, so the stem is the first part of a stem and leaf diagram, or in the first column, and then the second columns are your leaf. So you're getting the modulus then, which is the remainder as a whole number. So leaf equals number modulus 10, so that will give you your last digit. Found equals false. For pair in stem leaf, if pair 0, so the index at 0, equals stem, pair 1 dot append into the leaf, this leaf here. And then found equals true, you're going to give a little break in your code. If not found, stem leaf dot append, stem and leaf. Then you're printing them out there. So print stem and leaf, print dot 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 dot. For pair, this is just for visual purposes. For pair in stem leaf, leaves assigned to just blank there. Dot join string leaf. So you're going back up here, and we're also casting this leaf here. See the way leaf was a number? We're casting it to be represented as a string in this line here. And we're joining that for, so we're also using a for loop here. For leaf in sorted pair 1, so pair 1 here. This. Print pair index 0. And then you're just going to, this is visualizing your stem and leaf plot. This is for the middle part. And then you have your leaves. So anything in this here will be printed out. Stem and leaf plot data. So that is complex, but that's as hard as it's going to get. And then you print that out. So it's 15 marks going for that. So if you get a 10 marks as well, which is good. So let me just run that and show you. Sorry. So that's what that looks like. Your stem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this would be 13, there's 2 13s, 20, 23, 31, 38, 38, 38, 45, and so on. So that was that. Yep, so we'll move on now to part 6. That wasn't too bad either. So display the range of the list. Now this, it was going for 10 marks, and I think it said as well you're not to use a function or thing there here. So add code to find the range of the data set. When the program is run, the output may look as follows. So straight away when you think of that question, you use your ordered list to find the range. You could use the range function, or just use indexing. So get the first letter or the first number in the list and the last, the highest number in the list by using indexing. So that would be 1 and minus 1. Or 0, sorry, oh my god, 0 and minus 1. And then we do that. So let's just see here. Okay. So print the range of the data set is data list minus 1. So this is accessing the last digit in.
Apologies, would Abdul Mohammed go?
So sorry about that.
Apologies, James O'Sullivan come to
the. Okay, so the range, print the range of the data set is, so this is our string. We're adding a new parameter, data list. So we're accessing this list up at the top. This one, the sorted list, and then we are getting the last digit. We're minusing, so they're arithmetic operators, minus data list 0. So indexing here, we know it's indexing by using the square brackets. So that's your first. So the last minus, so the biggest minus the smallest, and that's your range. And that's printed out there. So let's just test that out. The range of the data set is 78. Okay, and again, I'll just go through the marking schema sheet just so you can see there. So there was 6 parts to this question. The hardest was definitely the stem and leaf, and that was going for 15 marks. You had 5 marks, 10 marks. These were all doable things from 5th year, the very first few.